Good morning, guys. It's your bro Richie here again. Today, this video is now an extended video of the previous Pontiac Firebird video. Yeah, it's now 2 a.m. in the morning. I'm still up. I'm not even tired. Well, I am a little bit, but it's not that much. Okay, so let's continue on to our left after. So so it's an extended video of the previous Pontiac Firebird video. So the new design. So we're on the part where I left off. So the new design was initially characterized by a large C pillar until until 1975 when the rear window was enlarged, so made bigger than previously. Originally, the wraparound style windows that occupied more of the C pillar was initially supposed to be the design, but problems with the glue, both the glue and the ceiling, not like the rooftop, but the ceiling, like to help it grip, like stick better. So with both the glue and the seal, both the glue, with both the glue and sealing of both the glue and sealing of the rear windshield led to the flat style window being used until the redesigned body in 1975. This style became the look. Became the look that was to epitomize the F-body styling for the longest period during the Firebird's lifetime. So during the Firebird's lifetime, models of the Firebird were the 4 versions: Standard, the Esprit, Formula, and the legendary one. The excuse me, the legendary one, the Trans Am. Alright, starting off with the first version is the classic one from the year 1970. So I'll do like at least a few, because I gotta wake up for college early today. As a matter of fact, this week is our final week of college, so this is gonna be crazy. But at the same time, it was quite fun, being back. But it was fun while it lasted, so not too bad. And it might be a course happening on January, but I doubt I'm even gonna come back. I'm not too sure, but I doubt it. But I don't know. I feel like an old man. I feel like I'm getting old. I'm 20 years old right now. Literally 20 damn years old. And I'm coughing like an old man. Yeah. It takes a long time for this cold to completely what it's called to completely fade away. Long while, if you ask me. That was a lot about. Anyways, all right. So starting out with the first car is from 1970. So the first year of the Gen 2 Firebird the first year of the Gen 2 Firebird began offering a wider array of model subtypes and marketed the appearance of the Firebird Esprit. Both the Firebird Esprit, so both the Esprit and the Formula versions of the Firebird. The Esprit, the Esprits offered. Oh my god! Offered as a luxury model, that came with appearance options, the interior pack, and a 5.7 liter 350 Pontiac V8, so 5.7 liter Pontiac 5.7 5.7 liter 350 Pontiac V8 motor. Pretty cool. As standard equipment. The Formula is advertised as an alternative to the Trans Am, and could be ordered with all the options available to the Trans Am, with the exception of the fender lines. Not lines, sorry. With the exception of the fender flares, shakers, shakers. I can't talk. Fender flares, shaker scoop. So fender flares, shaker scoop. So fender flares, shaker scoop, and fender heat extractors. The base model Firebird came equipped with the 4.1 liter 250 inline six that made about 155 horsepower. So that's not so much anyway. I wouldn't go with the inline six because it just doesn't feel right with a 6-cylinder muscle car. It's just wrong. Both the Esprit and Formula, came equipped. So came standard with the both the Firebird Esprit and Formula versions came standard with a 255 horsepower, 5.7 liter 350. So with the 250 horsepower 5.7 liter 350 V8 motor, the Esprit could be upgraded to a 6.6 liter so it could be upgraded with the 6.6 liter 400 two-barrel carbureted VA motor, making around 265 horsepower, so it's 10 more than the standard 255 horsepower. So from 255 to 265 horsepower. From a 6.6 liter 400 two barrel carbureted V8 carbureted V8 motor. So 265 horsepower it's not bad. It's not too bad. Pretty powerful for those years. It's pretty powerful for 1970, obviously. So 265 horsepower. While the formula version could be optioned to receive the 6.6 liter 400 um um uh while the formula could be optioned to receive the 6.6 liter 400 L78 four barrel V8 motor that produced 330 horsepower, or the one I would kind of go with is the 6.6 liter um 400 L74 Ram Air 3 V8 motor that made a massive 345 horsepower. Pretty good. I'd go with that one. There are two 6.6 liter 400 Ram Air. So there are two 6.6 liter 400 Ram Air V8 motors. So V8s available for the 1970 Trans Am, carried over from last year in 1969. So 1969, the 335 horsepower L70 the 335 horsepower L74 Ram Air 3 400 motor. So yeah, the 335 horsepower. Excuse me. Say the 335 horsepower L70 L74. So the 300. God, where the heck was that? Alright, so these brake can be upgraded to a two barrel carbureted 6.6 liter 400 V8, making 265 horsepower, while the formula could be optioned to receive the L78 four barrel 6. So the L78 four barrel 6.6 liter V8 6.6 liter 400 V8 motor that produced 330 horsepower. Or the one I would kind of have is the L74 Ram Air 3 V8 motor. So L74 Ram Air 3 400 V8 motor, 6.6 liters, making 345 horsepower. That's pretty good. Same as a Mark V Supra. There are two 6.6 liter 400 Ram Air V8s available for the 1970 Trans Am carried over from 1969. The 335 horsepower L74, um, uh, the 335 horsepower, 6.6 liter, L74 Rammer 3, Rammer 3 400 V8 motor, and the 345 the 340 the 345 horsepower L67 L67 Ram Air 4. The Ram Air 4 is exclusive. So exclusive um to the Trans Am. Um and couldn't so could not so couldn't so could not be ordered on any of the lower Firebird models. So on any of the lower Firebird models. Um God. The difference being so it could not be ordered on any of the lower Firebird models. The difference between both the GTO and Firebird motors, so Firebird V8s, was that the secondary the secondary carburetors throttle linkage, so gas linkage when I has a restrictor which prevented the rear hold which prevented the rear barrels from opening, which prevented which prevented the rear barrels from opening. So which prevented the rear barrels from opening um, completely, altering the link, altering the linkage, altering the altering the linkage could allow full carburetor, full carburetor um, operation, operation resulting, operation resulting in identical resulting in resulting in identical motor performance. For both the 1970 and 1971 model years, so for both the 19 so for both the 1970 and 1971 models, um, all Firebirds equipped all Firebirds equipped with radios or stereos, if you want to call it, had the antenna, so like the radio antenna, um, mounted mounted in glass in the windshield. So in the windshield, like in the windshield. What the hell the heck is that? Because most of you see antennas on the top of the roof of the car, but on the windows is a little bit too different, a little bit weird. All right, so well, there are a few more I'll try. All right, next one is 1971. The 71 model year. The 71 model year had a few minor changes to the Firebird. Fenders across all models featured um, a 1 year only exhaust vent seen on the lower half of the fenders. The interior options also changed um, to the newer style to the newer style collared, so COLLARED bucket seats, in the deluxe interior. And the previous year's seats with the headrest were no longer available, unfortunately. But well, that's how they did it there. So no longer available. The rear seat console was introduced introduced as an option, and honeycomb wheels became available for all Firebirds. Um, motor selection saw the addition of Pontiac. So, uh, motor selection saw the addition of Pontiac's largest V8, the 455. So 7.5 liters, available in the available in the L75 version, making 325 horsepower. Not too bad. Any LS5 version making any LS5 high output version making 335 horsepower. Both the 455 and the 455 high output version were available as motor options for the Firebird formula, but the Trans Am received the 455 high output as standard equipment. Alright, I'll do one more because I'm getting way too tired. Last up, until I call it a night and wrap it up, is from 1972. Let's do it. So, during a 1972 strike, during a 1972 strike, um, the Firebird, and the similar F-body Camaros, which is kind of based on it, were nearly dropped. The 72 model year saw minor cosmetic changes. A difference that differentiates a 72 a difference that differentiates a 72 Firebird. The difference that differentiates a 72 the difference that differentiates a 72 Firebird from the other 73 Firebirds. So 73 Firebirds is the hexagonal honeycomb. It's a hexagonal honeycomb grill. It's a honeycomb front grill. Uh, front grill insert on the nose of the car. 1972 saw and 1972 saw an industry wide 1972 saw an industry 1972 saw an industry wide 1972 saw an industry wide change an industry wide change um to the way excuse me, to the way the motors were related from the factory. Not really, sorry. To the way the motors were rated. Sorry, rated from the factory. I'm gonna get my tits tired and sleepy right now, I'll be honest. With misleading SAE gross horsepower SAE gross horsepower ratings replaced by more accurate SAE net figures. The compression ratio is also lowered for many motors to accept more environmentally uh, environmentally friendly environmentally friendly low lead environmentally friendly low-leaded fuel, um, that is that has been mandated, um, further lowering further further lowering performance ratings. Motor options remain mostly unchanged, so it's essentially the same. However, the 7.5 liter um four the 7.5 liter 450 the 7.5 liter 455 L75 L75 V8 L75 V8s dropped, um but the same motor capacity, but the L35 L35 high output version remained remained as an option to both the formula and standard, um for the Trans Am. Pontiac advertised Pontiac advertised Pontiac advertised the 1972 uh 455 high output and detuned detuned, unfortunately, to just 300 horsepower. Just 300 horsepower. Not that much, but still, at least you go fast. But the motor's unchanged, so it remained the same from. So it remained the same from. So it remained the same from 1971. Last part, and I'll end it there for tonight because I'm getting way too tired. Because I'm getting way too tired. Starting in 1972, um, and and starting in 1972 and continuing and continuing until 1970 1977. Let's say starting in 1972 and continue starting in 1972 and continuing